What's up, everyone? Excited to use a video today about Digital World acquisition. So this company finally reached an agreement in principle for a settlement with the SEC. So this isn't a merger or anything to the sort of that. This is simply just a necessary step to move towards the merger and to obviously have the Trump Media Company be publicly traded under the DWAC SPAC. So this relates to certain statements and omissions relating to discussions the SPAC had with Trump Media and Technology Group regarding the proposed merger. Three individuals were arrested for allegedly insider trading as they made $22 million in illegal profits. Basically, they were front running news that Trump was going to be involved in this SPAC with his media company. So now that they have these illegal activities settled with the SEC, well, now it opens up the possibility for the merger to actually be approved. And I'll read this one quote. So, failing to settle with the SEC would create a substantial risk of protracted litigation, which could inhibit the SPAC's ability to consummate the business combination with Trump Media. So, as you can see right there, just that's from DWAC, that's from Digital World Acquisition Corp. That this is a big step and a crucial step to actually get this merger approved officially. So, big step today for the company. We're seeing shares up 20% today, so good sign there. And with that being said, I'll jump into the chart. When we take a peek at the chart, this $12.50 level is where shares had bottomed out in March 17th. It's also where shares had bottomed in June 23rd. I do believe we see a move off of this support level around 12.50, which is a area that we likely see a move higher off of. It's been an area where we've seen some buying demand. Therefore, I believe we see some buying demand here once again. So that is kind of my call on shares for the short term, is that we likely move higher up to resistance at about 15.20. If we're able to break through resistance, I think we could probably overtake this 200-day moving average at $16. If we're able to trade over 16, well, then I think we're really, really off to the races here for this stock. And fundamentally, why I draw some resistance here. Shares, the company in general, it was definitely hurt by Twitter's, revival and Elon Musk kind of taking things over there, as that, platform has a lot more credibility now, and is kind of seen as an area for free speech, and that really makes DWAC a little less useful. Obviously it's different, and there are room for more than one media company out there. So but with that being said, if we're able to move over 16, I likely believe that we get a move up to $29 over the coming months, which is where shares had topped out in November. It's also where shares had bottomed in July of 2022. So I do think this area is a significant level of resistance. And if we're able to move over that 200-day moving average at about $16, well, I think we likely continue higher. And with that being said, I will move to some short interest. So, short interest numbers look pretty ripe for a short squeeze, and I'll explain why. So, 7% of the float is sold short compared to, and also we have days to cover of 7.4. For those that don't know, that basically means that it takes 7.4 days of average volume to cover the amount of shares that are sold short for the stock. Typically, we look for a number of 10 to demonstrate a high likelihood of a short squeeze. So we're not at 10 here with this 7.4 number, but we are on our way. We're pretty close at 7.4. So I do think the stock is somewhat likely to have a short squeeze. I would give it like a B plus, B grade for the likelihood of a short squeeze. So definitely somewhat likely, although it's not, an AMC GME type of call, right, where you're pretty sure that it's going to happen. So, but this combined with the news that we got here today likely could send shares higher. And then I wanted to go over some fundamentals for the stock. So you can see here that, downloads for the True Social app had topped out in May of 2022. And we've really seen downloads kind of stagnate since then. So, not the best sign to see that these downloads have kind of tapered off. But with that being said, there still is room for many media companies, and DWAC definitely, has some potential to steal some users away from other platforms, as Trump still hasn't moved to Twitter or other platforms, right? He's staying very firm, even though he's been reinstated on Facebook, Instagram, all these major platforms. He still is sticking with Truth Social. He likely has some contract or agreement in place that doesn't allow him to move to other media companies. So that is likely, going to force him to stay with this platform, which obviously gives this platform some uniqueness, and that would be a differentiator to have Trump only on your platform here. So that's definitely a positive for the stock. So with that being said, to sum it all up, major news here. DWAC's coming down to a major support level. I think this support level likely holds, and we get a move higher on Wednesday once trading opens up. If you would like to see my company breakdown of Rumble, click the video, which should be showing on your screen right now. There's a ton of information in this video.